It's good to have you here, our esteemed, beautiful viewers. And of course, the program is Back to Farm only on your first agricultural TV station in the nation, talking about the Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. My name remains Joshua Isha, your host on this program. Back to Farm is a program that tells you all you need to know to go back to farm so we can be able to sustain ourselves as a country, so we can grow what we eat and eat what we grow. And of course, today, like any other day, we have a very special guest here in the studio where we're going to be talking about mixed cropping, or better say called mixed farming. Mixed farming is one of the practices that's been ancient even before the existence of man, where we can be able to mix 1, 2, 3, 4 crops on the same farmland, thereabout yielding 3 different or 4 different kind of crop and using the same farmland. That has actually created a lot of revenue for people. That has also made people have varieties of choices as to what to do with any opportunity they have to farm, so they can be able to mix. And today we'll be talking about its importance, its uses, and of course, I'm sure it has its own disadvantages. And with me here in the studio again is High Chief Sir Daniel Okafo, KSM JP, the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria. Chief, it's good to have you again here in the studio.
Thank you, Joshua, for having me once again.
All right. Chief, now we're talking about mixed cropping or mixed farming, as some people will call it. Chief, how important or what is the advantage of involving, or let's start with, in your own understanding or your own explanation, what is mixed farming?
Mixed farming is an ancient way of farming in Nigeria, mostly in the southeast, south-south, and some parts of the northwest. So why do I say this? Is what actually they are doing. Reason is because of lack of land, mostly.
Okay.
Second one is simple, that you can use one particular portion of land and to break even. So it is something practice, and in actual sense, a lot of people benefited from it. Unlike me, that is what my mother is doing with my dad. They continue doing it, and they continue doing that. Because they are achieving a lot of this revenue from there. So they make a lot of money. Because when you say you are bringing a laborer to do your work, after doing it, you just plant only maize, or only cassava, or only this thing, you cannot break even. Because agriculture is a business, and you must look into making money on it. And without that, tomorrow or the other day, you cannot be there. So what they do in mixed farming or mixed cropping is to make more money and make use of the labors, the one labor they have, to do a lot of crops. And it's very, very welcome.
All right. Chief, why is it that people don't really involve themselves into mixed farming? Because I can see a very huge hectare of land, you just see pure maize in it. When you can mix it with soybeans, when you can mix it with probably peanuts, that's groundnuts, or any other thing. Mostly people hardly do mixed farming. Why do you think so? When people can actually utilize that same land to cultivate 2 different crops, they're about having more yield. Why is it that people don't really do it?
It's a question of, first of all, it is in North I saw that people can do only one crops, and because that one crop, if it fails, you fail. But in the southeast and south-south, you must mix. Many of them mix. First of all, because of lack of land. Second one is that to make more money. I taught my friend from Jigawa and the Adamawa and the Taraba how to do the mixed farming. And today, they are enjoying it. Because they will do, first of all, egusi, or listen, before you know it, they do rice, Second one, they do cassava. As it has three crops in one season, in one farm, in one cultivation. And then they are now making money. So we need to use the opportunity to train people from the north to know that if they do it this way, it will work very well and they will enjoy. Every farmer wants to make money. Every farmer wants to make good money in it. And a lot of money that they are spending in labor or tractors and other things, it's only once you spend it. You don't need to spend much on this thing there. To do one crop is good, but it's not the best. It's not the best.
All right, now, Chief, a lot of people have actually said that the more reason why there is no food or food is expensive today in Nigeria is because of the issue of insecurity. How do you think that All Farmers Association of Nigeria can be able to embark on a massive training to Nigerians in all climates, to train them on mixed farming? Because thereabout, it means the farm that are being secured, because not every farm is prone to attacks or insecurity. There are farms that are secured. So the few farms that are secured, like now, I realize that maize is really getting out of hand, so is soybeans. So if only they can be able to farm mixed cropping in that very farm that is being secured, it means we can be able to have different kind of this thing, thereabout not having the huge gap we have in deficiency in farm produce. How do you think we can be able to how can All Farmers Association of Nigeria be able to use its vast networking, the 774 local government, to educate farmers now as the Vice President? How can you do that?
So let me tell you, you see, really we need education. The farmers need education. No, the farmers need training and retraining. The only problem we face is simple lack of fund. It's not that we don't know what to do. Lack of fund. We are talking about people to assist us in little that we are doing so that we can train our farmers on many things, not only in the mixed farming. But mixed farming is good because if they learn it very well, they will make more money, as I said. So I am just using this media to ask the federal government to look into the way to educate farmers in many rectifications. It's not only on mixed farming. In every way, the farmers need education, the farmers need awareness, the farmers need capacity building in all classifications. It's not this. So what we are trying to say is government can do it through All Farmers Association of Nigeria, so that because we are the people that goes everywhere, all nook and corner. We are talking about insecurity. We are talking about giving us opportunity to have our own network of security. I think you understand our point. So that's what I'm just trying to, we are pleading. Let them give us that opportunity to train our farmers, to train them in many ways, in ICTs, in many ways.
Okay. Now, Chief, I want to ask you now, is mixed farming applicable to every crop, or there are crops that are not applicable to the other? Are there some specific crop, like maybe you can say, is it possible to mix pepper with granules, or granules with this and this? Or is it that you can do anything at the same time?
So let me tell you what is their mixed cropping is. Just the one that I know very easy. Like now, people are doing egusi because of rain has done, rain is coming now. Many of them have gone to egusi. After this egusi, they will put their maize. After their maize, they put their rice or reedy. You know reedy? Reedy is sesame seed. Then they will put another thing like cassava. 4 crops in 1 year. It's very easy, very simple. So, and one of them must make money for cultivation. This money to spend in cultivation. One will bring it out. Others is benefits and gains. So we are trying to train them on that. And we are going to do it together with all of us. everybody is a stakeholder. So let's talk about how do we do it. We can do it if we get support, financial support, and otherwise.
Okay. Now, Chief, before we go on a break now, let me digress a bit. Chief, pepper is something else in the market. A rubber of pepper that was probably going for 800 or thereabouts or 1,500 is 12,000 naira as we speak. Chief, where do you think this problem is coming from? This is beyond inflation. Is it that we lack pepper in the market, or growing pepper is quite expensive? Because I believe, I don't know, Chief, where did we get all this from?
Let me tell you, it's not only pepper. What of onions? What of tomatoes? What of gari? What of gari? What of egusi? What of obono? I want to ask you, you see, what is happening in this country is a lesson to all of us. And I just continue telling people that having garden in your family land is what everybody is supposed to do. We are talking about people now having garden all over, because that garden can help you. You can grow pepper you use in a year in your garden if you have a garden. So what is happening today is a complete lesson to Nigerians and Nigerian people. So what we are talking about is growing pepper is very easy. And it's not something that you will go and learn too much before you grow it. If you put pepper, just the seed of pepper, just throw it like this. Leave it there, it will see, it will germinate and grow. So why are we are not doing it?
Okay.
So we need to make more, create more awareness, let people know that having a garden is very important and very beneficial to all of us for the progress of Nigeria and Nigerian people.
All right. From the words of Chief, everyone should probably get a garden so we can be able to sustain ourselves. Don't forget, we've been discussing with High Chief Sir Daniel Okafor, KSMJP, the Vice President of All Farmers Association of Nigeria. And of course, we'll be discussing mixed cropping, or the one you popularly call mixed farming. That is cultivating 3-4 different crops at the same time on the same farm, almost everything the same. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go away. This is Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television. Many thanks for staying with us on the program Back to Farm. Before we went on that break, the last words of High Chief Sir Daniel is that everyone should get a garden thereabouts so we can be able to sustain ourselves, and when we digress with the issue of pepper being expensive today in the market. Now, Chief, I want to ask this question now. Is there any disadvantage associated with mixed farming? Because I believe probably the growth of this crop might hamper the growth of the other. Is there any disadvantage as regarding mixed cropping?
So I want to tell you the only disadvantage I notice there is simple.
Okay.
Simple, because if you are using fertilizer, the type of fertilizer you are going to use for this will be different, which you need to add. If not, there is no other disadvantage as it is there. It is very excellent, and people make a lot of money on it. Let me tell you, in my family, I grew as a farmer. My father is a farmer, my mother is a farmer, and there's nothing that they don't know how to do it. So what they do is mixed cropping, and mixed cropping is very, very good. So I know they are not using fertilizer then, I think it means. So, but I know of this time that because the fertilizer, they usually do that this one can do well in cassava, this one can do well in pepper or in this thing. That's the only problem I noticed there. If not, mixed cropping is the best way to go. And in fact, the benefit is enormous. First of all, you cannot spend much money. The money you spend in cultivation and the money you spend in removing the weeds and other things is less. So that's the thing I want to tell you.
Okay.
But see, if you are using chemicals like herbicide, that is another problem, because this herbicide may not go well with the other one, and that is another thing. But there is another herbicide they are using now that is generally accepted for all crops. So,
okay, now Chief, my next question is that why is it that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, in my own opinion, doesn't really give All Farmers Association of Nigeria the support and the encouragement? Like, as far as I'm concerned, I feel the All Farmers Association have been sidelined in terms of decision making, in terms of its inputs. Meanwhile, they have the greatest and the biggest network when it comes to farmers. Why is this so? And why has this been a trend? We've seen that in previous administration. I don't know if it's still playing out in this administration. Why is it so?
Let me tell you, you see, I said kudos to the new administration now.
Okay.
Because I see, when you talk about all farmers, some people don't know what is all farmers. All farmers is the umbrella body of farmers in Nigeria, and it is created in the many years. It is not something that started today. It's almost 40 years in existence. And we have a group before, different groups, which is later merged. I think we have NAFAN, we have all from AFAN, all of them merged by the Obasanjo's administration. I think after merging, we have now all farmers AFAN. That is people who, but people don't know. Some people are politicians, they just came from outside and said, I am a farmer's president, I'm for this, I'm for this, without knowing that the foundation of this organization is not something you can push up. You can't push, nobody can destabilize a structure of all farmers. A lot of them is moving about, carrying a portfolio, going up and down, cheating people, doing everything. But they cannot exist because of this new government that comes now. They say no, they want to understand what is happening. Now today, a lot of things is happening. I know what is going on now is excellent, something that we have not seen. So which I know. Wait and see. Some people in the government don't like this. They like things to not work well, because if it's working well, monitoring is one of the things. We monitor what they do, and what they do, if they do it wrong, we say no. If they do it right, we clap for them. So it is something that is happening now that I am very interested. That is why even if you ask me a question now, I start to answer you. Because things is working well, very, very well now. It may not be well for some people working in the government sector who normally cheat farmers. Today, we can announce that this is what is going to happen, and we give report to the appropriate place. Okay. So the administration have changed, things have changed. I'm just telling you, I'm not getting anything from them, but I know what have happened now, because giving us opportunity to be part of the activities Like now, you calling us to come and give our input in what is going to happen in Nigerian agriculture. Is not the best thing. What people are doing now is the best thing that cannot happen, that have not happened before. So it is we that knows where the shoes pitches us is what we need to put. Okay. Doing the policy without the farmers, that one is
impossible. Mm-hmm. Now, Chief, we want to name and shame this time around. So basically, we want you to maybe mention a few people which, as the Vice President, have supported farmers, because supporting of Farmers Association of Nigeria talks about supporting agriculture directly, supporting productivity directly. Can you mention some few people who you know that have been very pivotal in making sure that Nigerian farmers get the attention it needs and support?
I will talk about my national president, Architect Kabiru Ibrahim, who have toiled around and make sure that this is working. I said good to him because it's not easy. You see, there's something that happened some years ago, and some group are saying they want to go to court to see. You see, farmers in our constitution, we don't go to court. If you want to go to court, go to court. Mm. We are not farmers that can go to court. We don't go to court for anything. Like me.
You go to farm.
Like me, I have not been to court. And if you call me to court, I will not go. Do whatever you feel you can do. So the farmers' constitution, all farmers' association constitution said no farmer should carry his own fellow to court. We have a place we call the Conciliation Committee, some department that can deal with it and settle every matter. Mm. We saw people go to court, and they are going to court, and let them continue going to court. You understand my point? Mm. Farming is not done in a road or in a city.
Or in the court.
We are talking about rural development, rural area. That is where the farmers are. Mm. And that is what we are targeting. This time around, with this new program that comes out now, we are going to monitor whatever it's going to do and report back.
Okay. All right, Chief, before we call it a wrap on the show, can you quickly now tell us what you want to say to Nigerian farmers as regards mixed cropping? What can you say to them to adopt mixed cropping so that Nigerians can be able to have more food and more profit in their agricultural practice?
I said, I really thank your television center for all what people are doing, because this is the opportunity to let the rural people know, whoever in the farm knows that the mixed cropping is the best way to go. And there's a lot of benefit that they can drive. And a lot of awareness is needed. Mm. And I want to just use this media to thank the executive secretary of this council and the government of today for all what is happening now, because the agriculture is being put in a place that it used to be, which we need to do that. And a lot of things is to do. And I want to tell my farmers, please, join us in this journey of mixed cropping. It is going to be well with all of us. The benefit is enormous.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Chief. Thank you so much for coming through again. Hi, Chief Sir Daniel Okafor, KSNJP, and has been here in the studio. We've been discussing mixed cropping here on your program, Back to Farm. On behalf of the crew members again who made it possible, my name remains Joshua. Remember that you and I need to take up our holes, like Chief rightly said at the course of his interview, that we should go back to our gardens behind our house to make sure we grow something to be able to feed ourselves. Who knows, your little contribution in farming will generate more food on our table. Until some other time, my name remains Joshua Ishaya. Many thanks for staying through with us. Bye for now.